amnesty, but he returned to criminality. We had no option to arrest him for the third time, and now is serving 15 years, which I think he has served only like 4 months. Another intelligence sources, they give us information. Then individuals who voluntarily hand in weapons, they end up rearming again. Then, and various sources. So we have also engaged the community. In the community, they give us information where these guns are got. So that's a problem. Then the security situation in Teso. You know, here in Soroti, that is what I would say is the heart of Teso. Soroti city. We are confronting some criminality in Teso, where a number of suspects have been arrested, are serving jail sentences, others are pending court-martial. We have seen people being killed, being robbed here in Teso, the mobile money, some goons jumping on innocent people, laying them on the roadside, and house break-ins, shop break-ins. It is happening not here in Soroti only. It's happening in Bukedia, it's happening in Soroti, it's happening in other towns of Teso. And more so, we have recovered 7 guns in Katakwi. We have arrested collaborators who collaborate with Karamojong.
That is between which period then? The 7?
This is a period of, the 7 is period of May to date, May 2022 to date.
Okay.
Our actions in Teso, in Karamoja, have seen relative peace in neighboring districts of Teso. For example, UPDF, the number of suspects I have mentioned here, 859 suspects. The number of suspects that we have sent to jail. These are the people that were disturbing Teso, they were disturbing Ergon, that is Sebei also, and they were disturbing Abim. We have put them in jail. And our mistake that we have been doing as UPDF in these operations to recover all these guns, we are looking for a suspect with a gun. But in May 2022, we changed the mode of the operation. That people who go to raid, criminals who go to raid, they not only a person with a gun that goes to raid. So what we did was to review the situation and review the mode of the operation. So we looked at who is a robber, who is a raider, who is a rasora. We found that a rasora is that one who is holding a gun, another rasora who is holding a bow and arrow, another rasora is one carrying a stick to drive the cow, another rasora is a collaborator who links up these criminal elements. Even they are in Teso, in Katakwi, in Amuria, in KAPELEBYONG, that when these people come, they guide them where to steal the cows. So we have been arresting all of these and sending them to courts of law. And that's why the situation has changed in Karamoja.
Okay.
And another rasora is that one that have seen the cows being brought home and you keep quiet and we find you in the home with a stolen cow, you are also a thief. So we are now arresting all these people and we take them to jail. As you make some response, I will come back and talk about the issue of dry season.
Okay.
How are we prepared for dry season as UPDF?
Thank you.
That division.
That's a question you're going to come back and answer. How prepared you are for the dry season. Recently, the chairman here for KAPELEBYONG issued a directive. I don't know. I'm going to bring him. He should actually be coming up next. But according to what I pick from General here is that disarmament has reduced livestock theft. I don't know whether that is true or not. Chairman, let me hear from you. How is the situation in your area? You recently issued that directive banning the Karamojong from actually, crossing to your district.
Thank you. For the record, for the listeners out there, my name is Akorikin Francis. I'm the district chairperson of KAPELEBYONG. I want to thank General for the brief he has given. Overall, indeed, if you all recall, 12 months ago, between November last year and March this year, the districts bordering Karamoja experienced an unprecedented amount of insecurity. But from April until now, a number of reinforcements have been made, both by all security forces led by UPDF, and the situation is better than where we came from. KAPELEBYONG, and indeed most of the districts bordering Karamoja, are experiencing some relative calm. In my own district called KAPELEBYONG, the front lines have reduced. The most affected area now is only one parish called Lokoboy, but most of the areas now are relatively, I can say, safer. And this has not come out of nowhere. It has come as a result of concerted efforts, like General had indicated earlier on. A number of reinforcements have been made. Arrests have been made across both in Teso and in Karamoja. We have kept on learning and improving our methods of work by ensuring that we identify both internally within Teso those that we think are collaborators, but also try to see how we can give appropriate information to security agencies so that the earlier we can resolve this problem, the better for the region. So that's how the situation is. Back to your question of saying recently. Now, you all remember that we have learned history from this conflict. This conflict always heightens during dry season. And there are so many factors that bring this conflict. Traditionally, the argument has always been that during dry season, Karamoja pastoralists move out of their settled homes to go to the neighboring districts, not just in Teso, but also in other regions, actually Lango and the rest, in search of water and pasture. And in true definition, if that was the case, then there will be no problem, because this is one country, we share these resources together. The limitation we have had always is that amidst this search for water and pasture has always been behind it, you find some bit of thefts, killings, and violence. So based on that experience, last year, by the way, when disarmament was taking place in Karamoja, there was a conversation that we should not allow crossing points for Karamoja so that UPDF can have a concentration of effort. And at that point, the discussion was, why is KAPELEBYONG and other districts allowing Karamojong to exit? And when I use the word Karamojong here, it looks sweeping. We're talking about criminal elements within Karamoja.
Rustlers.
Rustlers. Because you see, not everybody in Karamoja is a wrong person. And indeed, and there are so many people who are doing a good job for this country. There are so many taxpayers in Karamoja. There are so many good things that are happening in that region, led by people of Karamoja itself for the good of this country. So what has happened is that we had a discussion as a district security committee, and we had with the council, and we said for this particular dry spell, in order for us to identify where the problem is so that we can open up better, we will limit access to KAPELEBYONG, especially for people who come without serious identity. You come, you enter, you come and stay in KAPELEBYONG in the bushes. Nobody knows your name, where you come from, where is your village, where is your what, but you're staying in the bush. We just see you in the morning, you come and sell your milk. We don't know you, in the evening you go and sleep in the what? In the bush. As we're sleeping in our homes, we don't know who is sleeping in the what? In the bush. So the following day you find animals have been what? Have been stolen in that particular location. And we said we needed now to have a conversation that this must stop. And in the event that there is a conversation that is spec, then we should have a conversation so that we can be able to identify critically who is who, so that we can be able to have better security for our people. I have communicated that position to the leadership of NAPAAK. People were asking, why haven't you done to many districts in Uganda? Our view was, NAPAAK is our immediate, before Kotido comes to NAPAAK, they first to Kapelebyong, they first pass via NAPAAK. So if we can have a serious engagement with NAPAAK, then we'll be much more comfortable. But that said, the borders of Kapelebyong, and indeed, is open for all civilized actions of Karamoja. Medical services are open, educational services are open, trade is open, and anything else, including social functions like marriage, that anybody can enjoy as a Ugandan.
Maybe you add birthday.
Okay, birthday, and even church, even religious activities that connect our people. But the only problem we have had is that those people look, for example, now Ochieng, if you have cows and you say in Kapelebyong you don't have grass, can you drive those cows up to Arapai without any checkpoint along the way there? Certainly you'll be asked and say, where are you going? Where are you coming from? Those questions come often. So what we are asking our brothers, especially Karamoja, and what we are doing, this discussion has not reached to the people yet. We are having a conversation with the leadership of NAPAAK so that it can cascade downwards. But generally, despite of all those things, we are having some pockets. But I can confirm to you that UPDF and our security agencies, us too, police, are doing a tremendous job.
Chairman, you are talking about talking with your colleagues there. I was going to ask you, how is your unity, the leadership of Teso and Karamoja, as far as this issue of security is concerned? How is your unity so far? Is it a good one?
I don't know how to, from a balance of 1 to 10. First of all, you need to know that, first of all, I am a district chairman of Kapelebyong.
Yes.
And my immediate member of my district chairperson colleague in NAPAAK, we are first of all the same party. So we are all NRM party endorsed what? Chairpersons. So first of all, at a party level, we already what? United. We pursue collective interests of the what? Of the party. And then number 2, you cannot run a district when you're not in talking terms with the neighboring districts. So I can say by far, we talk, we discuss. Although sometimes when things get out of hand, when they have stolen 10 cows, sometimes it gets tensed up. But when you talk to Karamoja, what they also say is that, Chairman, what you're experiencing in Kapelebyong is 10%. We also have more problems here. I wish you were here. You'll also be... In fact, the other day when I communicated to NAPAAK that we don't want you to cross to my district, especially criminal elements.
Yes.
NAPAAK also said, if that is the case, our problem is not NAPAAK, our problem is Moroto. They also say, they let Moroto also refuse to what? To cross. Because in the view of NAPAAK, they think they have sufficient resources for their people. If it was not because of the... I'm told right now the Turkana even are entering up to NAPAAK in Lopei. So NAPAAK was saying, we are being pushed to go to Kapelebyong, not because we want, but because Turkana are entering Lopei. Where do you want us to go? So because of that conversation, we are having those conversations. And I know all these leaders. I talked to Nabila Tuk, I talked to Lokol, I talked to Kodet, I talked to Komol Paul, Kacheri Boy. We meet in several functions, in several meetings, both GIZ at party meeting and also government-to-government discussions. Yeah. So, and even for Katakwi. But of course, sometimes when things we get tensed up, but we don't lose our heads. Okay.
Thank you very much. So listener, in case you have just joined us, we are discussing matters to do with security, and you can follow us live on our Facebook. We are streaming live this discussion, and later on you'll be able to call us so that we get to hear from you. And in the studio we have the UPDF 3rd Division Commander Brigadier General Joseph BALUKUNDEMBE, who is here together with Chairperson Kapelebyong and also the RCC Soroti City. Bwana RCC, let me come to you. Earlier on, of course, Fande told us about some criminal elements here who are not, who are causing a lot of criminality here and there, Soroti being a city of Teso. Want to hear a brief from you as far as security is concerned.
Yeah, thank you so much, our presenter. I want to thank my colleagues, the panelists here, Brigadier General BALUKUNDEMBE and my nephew there, the chairman of Kapelebyong. Yeah, we are here talking about security, and clearly has put it that yes, there are issues in Karamoja, but also in Teso, and in Harod to Soroti City, We are all aware of what is going on in our city. We have street children who on many occasions have stripped people naked in some streets, especially those dark streets. You are also aware in some parts of our city, we have places you can't go beyond 7:30 because these street children or gangs can descend on you in their big numbers, 20, 30. We have had a number of robberies in this city, armed robberies, but it's important for our people to know what we do as security. First of all, on these street children, we keep operations, doing operations every week. We take them to court, but sometimes court is so lenient on children. They are given bail unconditionally, and of course there's no remand home here, so there's a bit of leniency on them. And the worst thing is they have nowhere to go but to come back to the streets. Now, about the armed thuggery, the most recent incident in Nakatunya, where a lady was robbed 68 million. Yeah, we swung into action as security, and we have arrested about 80 people, 70 people. 4 are currently detained in Kampala, and they are coming for more 3 here in Soroti. The case has been taken over by Joint Anti-Terrorism Squad, JAT. And further investigation is going on the same. Yeah, and so we are determined, we have just had a meeting with the division commander as security chiefs in the city, and we are determined to clean the city of those criminal gangs. We only call upon the general public to cooperate with us, the security chiefs, provide us relevant information leading to arrest and prosecution of these thugs. I know they are still here in town, in Soroti City. They could be in Soroti District. They could be in KAPELEBYONG, and so on. But they operate here. They go and hide and come operate and operate in the city. So we just need people to cooperate with us. Provide us with the information. We clean our city of the thugs and robbers, and so that people can enjoy this city, this country freely. You should be able to move freely in this city, anytime, anywhere, without fear of being attacked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Let me come to General. General, before I gave the chairperson KAPELEBYONG to talk, you mentioned about your preparedness. This is a dry season we're headed to, and I don't know how prepared you are as a UPDF, because the number of issues that are going on, apparently bush burning here and there. For example, in Karamoja there, this is the time they look for rats and these other things, and they end up burning bushes. How does this impact on the security? And how prepared are you? Yes.
Yeah, as a UPDF, personal as a division commander,
yes,
I have gone on radios in Karamoja warning people from burning grass. Grass is a granary for the cows, so they should not burn grass. And I repeat it here, that anybody that will be found burning the grass will be charged for environmental destruction. So burning grass in Karamoja is not allowed. And for that matter, people have been restrained from burning, and burning has not taken place widely in Karamoja now because of the warnings that we are passing. We want also to urge our brothers and sisters in Teso, especially the districts neighboring Karamoja, KAPELEBYONG, Katakwi, Amuria, they should not also burn grass at all. They should preserve the grass for the cows, because that is the cows or livestock granary, so they should not be destroyed. Number 2, as Chairman KAPELEBYONG said, I received his letter restraining the Karamoja to cross over to
his district.
In fact, there is no need of the Karamoja to cross over to neighboring district. Once they have grass, they have water. The only problem the Karamoja have, and we shall force them to unite. We have Archeke Dam in Akachumet. We have Kubebe Dam in Moroto. You cannot leave those resources provided by government with many billions of liters of water. Then you burn grass to look for grass from the neighborhood. We cannot allow that.
What's the problem with the dam?
The dam is giving water. There is a plenty of water. So what the Karamoja do is to burn grass and run to Teso that we don't have grass, we don't have water. But actually the Turkana from Kenya, they come and again use the same resource. Whereas we are supposed to be sharing.
So how are you going?
But also, General, you will discover that in Kabong district, those people don't go out of their district.
Exactly.
Yeah. They don't go.
They don't
They
go.
use the same grass and water.
So
what's wrong with this Bokora? This
Bokora,
GA.
the GA.
But those are the two that go to actually the
Bokora.
Teso.
The amount of water in Arecheke Dam, there is no region, there is no district in Teso which has more water than Arecheke.
And again,
which is in Bokora.
and again, the Karamoja, the disunity of the Karamoja forces them to cross over to Teso. Because the Bokora, they burn grass and rushes to KAPELEBYONG and Katakwi, leaving Arecheke Dam with full of water, many liters of water. Then they have the zones, the no-go zone areas. There is a zone between Bokora na Beratuku, between Nabware na Beratuku. There is a zone that when you take there the cows, they will steal the cows. Who is going to steal the cows? The disunity of Karamoja is killing them. So we are saying this time around, it must be a lesson. We have already received instructions from KAPELEBYONG. We have received instructions from Abim. No crossing of Karamoja. They must preserve grass for their livestock.
Okay.
They must also look at the water resource they have and share it. If the Turkana can come with millions of cows and they are catered for in Kubebe Dam, and the dam that you cannot even move an inch, it remains. I was there yesterday with the governor of Turkana, with the commissioner, county commissioner Turkana. We appreciated the plenty of water and we can share it. We had the GA there, the leadership of Kotido, leadership of Kabong, and we also witnessed that they have not burnt grass. So they can be, and they have ever been there anyway.
Yeah.
In Kubebe, all of them, the Bokora, the GA, the Matheniko, they were all in Kubebe. But because of disunity and criminality, some of the criminal elements also shielded by some members of the community as these are my relatives. That's where the problem
They end up
is.
exporting. That's
Okay.
it.
That they end up exporting that criminality. So, as subdivision,
Afande, maybe you are mentioning the Bokoras and
we have the Bokora, the GA, the Matheniko.
you are not mentioning the Matheniko so much. Are they now settled? They're no longer.
Matheniko, they have an alliance with Turkana of Kenya. The criminality which is between the Matheniko and the
Bokora
and Matheniko and Turkana,
Turkana.
they know they contain it.
So even when the Turkanas come, they end in Matheniko.
They end in Matheniko. They have an agreement which spans for more than 50 years. So if a Turkana offends a Matheniko, they have their mechanism of punishing them. Comradeship. But if there is a misunderstanding between the GA and the Matheniko, then it will spark a very big war and disagreement.
True.
So we are saying the Turkana don't steal each other. You say the Turkana, the Karamoja. The Karamoja steal each other. They have some revenge attacks, but the Turkana don't.
Okay, thank you. I'm seeing our time is running low here. We have 19 minutes to 7. And we need to give the community time as well to ask those questions. And remember, we are live both on Facebook and YouTube, so you can follow this discussion live there. And 0392-840884 or 0701-884021 are the numbers. You can now call us and we share this together, or send that SMS on 0775 840832. Our lines are open as we get some feedback on our Facebook here. Opolot Bosco, he says, thanks Simon for the talk show. My question and concern is, they told us that the UPDF had been put in all districts bordering Teso and Karamoja. Now, where do these people pass to come for our cows? Live from Kampala is where Opolot is watching and listening to us from. Francis Kwap, you say the only penalty for criminals is to kill them all. Jailing cannot solve anything. Afande has already said someone took 10 years in jail. After releasing him, again he came back and did the same thing. So it cannot work. Hello, you're live on radio. Gunyu Pascal, if you can speak English, Mr. Data Fund can pick you other than us again translating. Okay,
my concern was,
yes,
if they could call one of the Karamojong to come and first tell us their challenge. Yes, we may squeeze these people, yet they have their own agenda. Why they are disturbing us in Teso?
Okay.
Or their MP, let them come and clarify, but otherwise let them remain in their district. Thank you.
All right. Hello? Yoga. Jai, bia iwe. Ekon kiror kere ni jai jo?
Hello?
Ekon kiror kere ni jai jo, ekiror ngai.
No mo tong Iganga.
Iganga, yes. What's your name?
Hello.
Hello, we are getting you loud. Okay, I think he has a problem with the network. Hello?
Oh.
Yes.
Joseph from Katakwi.
Yes, Joseph from Katakwi.
Yeah, now the commander is saying that they have contained the Karamoja attack in Teso. But why is it that we are suffering a lot here in Ongongoja, Kulonyo, Maguko, Ariamani, Palam? We are suffering a lot. You attack us every day.
Like when? When was the last attack there?
So we attacked here in Angolekiti just on Saturday.
On Saturday. Okay.
So we try to increase our security here. So we are suffering a lot here. We are trying to attack.
All right.
So that is my concern. Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph from Katakwilo. Askari Auditel, yes.
And then I think security. About irregular requirement of KAPELEBYONG this city.
Okay. Okay. He says the situation has improved generally in KAPELEBYONG, much as there are a few challenges. Thank you. Hello?
Yes, hello?
Yes, please.
Yes, I'm Simon.
Yes, please.
And the panelist, you're talking to Teacher Daniel KAPELEBYONG.
Yes, Teacher Daniel KAPELEBYONG. I'm
so grateful for the panelists. But my concern was if Teso can also be given guns, at least maybe the situation would come down. Because it is only we know how the opponents of those people, those ones who are rebels, and actually the Karamojongs who will attack them.
Yes.
I would suggest if the government can avail the Teso and they are well monitored by the security personnel.
That's your suggestion. Thank you. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, please. Yes, Ochen. Supaka.
Yes.
Bala Jobiai.
Akoga na mala de betu.
Ochen, Pubije radio.
I'm looking for voice object.
Hello?
Yoga.
Yoga.
Yes, Teso na kuchi.
Baby I.
Mera Teso.
Somebody here says is called Daniel Legitu from Katine. He says, thanks for the program. I urge the funded to clarify us or why don't you allow the ordinary people to work on this Karamojong? Okay, that is what he meant by his message. And then Adongo Mary Goretti, you say your concern is that let Teso leadership and Karamoja put strong penalty for those who will be caught stealing to reduce this. Yes, to reduce the situation. Adongo is watching and listening to us from Saudi Arabia. Thank you very much, Adongo. Hello? Hello?
Hello, this is Moses from Nakatunya.
Yes, Moses from Nakatunya.
I wish God can recruit from Teso. They want to remain there permanent. That this is going to be for short time. After that, Kajong come back again to South Teso. A good Kajong is the one.
George, first repeat your point. What were you saying?
I'm saying, I wish God can recruit this boys from Teso. The one are going to be at the border permanent. I'm not going to. You know, if those soldiers, that peace is going to be there just for a short time. If those soldiers live there, Kajong can come back again to Teso. So a good Kajong is a dead Kajong. Thank you.
Those are your points. Hello? Yoganoi. Napak, yes.
Yes.
What's your name from Napak?
Studio. No, it's not underrated.
Kind of Karamoja Karibudu, but Yan and the Bakini Karamoja, the Kakao, looking the Wokao, if they were around confused. I can now the kids.
Ekokota Akai.
Murmudo kwa raki tukwa ambule amwa bakapo kwa hapo atutola no dobre echi churgi ya dogo kakore kichiri ya na ren okay so chukudo wakana sako era kwa tamalo mana rotogo
Yalama oi. Hello Yoga
Moses Soroti.
Yes, Moses Soroti.
Mine goes to City Kid. City Kid kari kota na lema ruta unoli moka pande oja uno City kare ne legiative City Kid angini fact. Kada uni sabite dote bo City Kid they can go off from town.
Can you just speak that in English so that RCC can pick you?
Yeah, you feel the RDC like that.
Yeah.
Every day must be soldiers there from morning to night.
Sure, I agree, and I agree with him because when you go to no here just here. Yes, around Thunder Town Talks there. They are packed like this every day, and the security is passing there. So, yes. So that is the situation. Hello?
Hello?
Yes. Pato Anyara, yes.
Itajo. Kiri Karamoja ya Lua, tema si Ikaramoja la Nyara Waikes. Iswamaite pesa kirom to sube ya masiteto alailo. Atema si kuesida bera bala na titendo kes. Narai kuesto na buka tangine boiti ngada tangina. Boite ana kinosi kokon kinosi boni. Do apito da jota ni tula. Do tio je ponis. DJ kan ini tu ane mudu da bera karote so.
Okay.
Kira berota.
That's a
hello.
Hello?
Steven.
Yes, Steven.
One time okay, do ni kamoda. Adanya program na liange wai komnya tetanyo.
Ini tibu woda odonya no yana ne sawa katelo.
Hello.
Yes, please.
I'm calling.
You call who?
I'm calling Grigory from Sorota.
Yes, Grigory, what's your comment? Try to look for a better network. What are you saying?
I have talked so much. The LC5 from KAPELEBYONG, Mr. Koliki.
is a wise leader. And when I heard that, he requested for the Karamoja not to come to Teso for pasture.
Yes.
I had a compliment so much from the elders of Karamoja. What I would like to maybe to request from them is to ask for those elders to advise their warriors or their people so that they change from that behavior of stealing cows from the neighbor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that call. Somebody says, I present that this is Emo Root from Bukeria. I would suggest that let most of the soldiers be Iteso who are employed along the borders, because they know the pain Iteso have undergone. Maybe it would reduce this issue. And then somebody says, apart from cattle keeping, what else can Karamojong do to RDC? Okay. And then let me pick maybe last batch of calls. Yoga. Yes, Kanyimu.
Kotengeta kanike soma kwanata. Iyo beretedo rotorkesi anga rikiari negie kinga dara kinga konyo jala kitoselo kitunga kijo ko ikipasete tonga. Kokoda pugana jen bonebe pipila mo petition no ikara itu. Okay. Ganga ni Teso wanyu no ponelo yuarere. Iye lokete pase tonga konyo jajo renati beta yuarse tonga.
Okay, you have a full hame, and instead of bringing it here, you take it to protect other countries, yet people are suffering, is what he's saying. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, Florence Kataku.
Yes, Florence Kataku.
Yalamo no program.
Ebo.
Konya bala nakabe. Unu berelu kami unu mambe tifaja la nebo yete ka ole ni unu chota maisha.
The criminals that you have arrested, there is no need of releasing them. You need to have them there for life imprisonment. Is what Florence is saying. Hello?
No.
Yes.
Moses
Abim, yes.
Kutanga ni kuna Karamoja Karamoja. Istomi sija hata machote. Konye na utosi itungalu. Aina kina sara uni confused na ara mambo sije nibonda adayari dai. Just fitogo atamita ayonkita yewara na ija ikinga. Ita mkezi kwa rere na tubuniani na wako. Dobi dumuni bonde ekota ni na sani are manedi otene na ija ikinga.
So in other words, Balajobe, Mama Akirona, you are a joker in Anoi.
Jokai wara ti police sena konyebala igie collaboration na
okay, they are collaborators. That is Moses in Abim is blaming it on the collaborators who are there, but the security would be stable. But these collaborators here, why are we doing well in Somalia? DRC, etc., and we are not doing the same between Katakwe and Teso in the last 40 years. This is directed to General. And then RCC, honestly, with all the budgets in Parliament, can these children in town be resettled back to their homes or remand homes? Is a question. He didn't put his name, but that's what he says. So due to time, we have 5 minutes or so. I want to give my guests here. I think Afande and RCC will do a bit of responding here and there. Yes, let me start with Afande.
Okay, thank you very much. I will begin with somebody who said we are doing well in Somalia and not in Karamoja or here. I want to inform the Kora that really we are doing well in those countries, as he has said. But remember, in Karamoja, we are not dealing with an enemy. We are dealing with the community. We are dealing with our own. Even the Kora himself, he must be knowing that his brother or sister is a problem at home, but he does not cross over to police to report them. That is where we have an issue. That Karamojong the blood is thicker than water. That's what I can say. And we are forcing them to be at peace among themselves. Florence says, don't release those arrested. We are following the law, and according to the law, those people, that's why they ended up in jail. Then somebody said those deployed, let the Teso deploy along the border with Karamoja, so that they are the ones feeling pain. I think the formation of security forces is not tribalistic, and again, we don't want militias, as somebody said, that they need guns to protect themselves. At one point, we had LDUs who are pure Teso, but they did not change any situation any better. The Astus, they were Teso, but they would keep the guns, go to the garden, come back, sleep, and the cows go.
Actually, even in Karamoja, LDUs made the situation worse.
Even the Karamojongo themselves, we recruited to protect themselves against the other clans. They started selling the bullets to the warriors. They started, they escalated the
misusing
problem.
the gun.
Misusing the gun. And let's not be tribalistic, and we think that we can manage. The Teso they are talking about, they are indigenous people, their families are there, they need also to look after their families, they cannot look at the neighborhood. And it failed. So we are doing better as combined, because in our security forces, is a family of everybody in the whole country. Then we cannot give the guns to militias. That is out. Ordinary people to work on Karamojong. You were saying let ordinary people of Karamoja and Teso work on the Karamojong. I'm saying this is a problem of mindset. The problem of mindset. What we call upon, let the government heavily conduct education in Karamoja. We shall have a mindset change in Karamoja. Then another caller from Napak, I don't know what he was talking about.
He was actually saying, maybe that incident, I can explain it. You remember some 5 days ago, some 7 reportedly armed Karamojong crossed to Ongongoja in a place called Angolekit, and our forces, we have a battalion there in Obratum, pursued them, and I think they disappeared in the bushes. You know, we have very big jungles. What people need to know, that intelligence had reached, and our forces tried their best to repulse them. On their way back, they passed by Okoboy. Unfortunately, in Okoboy, Karamojong took 9 cows just 10 meters away from us to detach, which we have already arrested the commander responsible for that detach. But what is the most important part I want to mention here is about tribal statements. People should know out there that the commander who was commanding the us to detach, who neglected duty, it was actually an Teso. So what we need is, we need every Ugandan who is responsible to do a good job. Because you can also have an Teso who neglects a job like what happened in Okoboy, and has to call Ojwang. He's from Orungo. Failed to do his job, and the one who came and did a good job was the Mokasa based in Momokori. So it is, we just have wrong elements in every society.
Okay.
Another issue, somebody from Ongongoja or Kuronyo, he says some insecurity and some Karamojong steal cows. I'm telling that person and the people of Katakwi that we are steadfast to deal with any criminality. And those few elements still remaining, we are tackling them seriously. We shall have peace in Katakwi and in Karamoja. I want briefly to allow me to talk about the issue of tribalism. Because tribalism had come up in Katakwi, where a certain officer that he was doing well, is a very good captain, and the rest of the soldiers are bad. And I said, even before the Minister of Defense, I said, there is no bad soldier, but a bad commander. Now they were glorifying a captain who is an Teso, and saying that the soldiers that are coming from other regions, they are
Bad people.
They are bad people. They should take them away. They are harassing them. Now a question was, this captain is an Teso. Who is he commanding? So it means it's a failure if soldiers are harassing the community, if soldiers are not doing anything. It means that captain
has failed.
Totally a failure. So let's look at the security forces, what you are doing. What are you doing? Professionally.
Okay.
And punish any person that goes against.
Thank you. Let me
conduct.
just check my time and then we'll borrow a few minutes to conclude.
The time check on Voice of Teso FM. It's 7 p.m. evening. Agenda nesa waka low. Yesi numtijo MTN. Odume bonus la kwata nwa kwata. Luka MBs. Ligwa ikini yosimu kon. Araitu sumaje smartphone. Rwanana sodit keda MTN. Ichikak star. Yido pedikanye note hash. Anwebwa ikini data bundles. Osorija dumun MBs luka titai. Aina kinrena. Ngese jai. Anwi lapi unilu soriti bon. Everywhere you go. MTN.
Welcome back from that time check, and we need to be concluding. Let me come to Chairman. And,
now, I just want to thank the army leadership and the security forces for the good work they have done, but also to thank the leadership of the division to support us that KAPELEBYONG is not going to run in a tribalistic way. I am a district chairman of KAPELEBYONG district. I'm not a chairman of Teso. In KAPELEBYONG district, I govern everybody who is in the district. So the request to protect the district is not to protect Teso alone, but to protect even, and this is to request people from Karamoja. If you think there is enough water in KAPELEBYONG and you want to use that water every year, come and buy land in KAPELEBYONG and get settled and keep cows. I have an example of a Karamojong last year having suffered from Mulopei. He came to Achowa sub-county, bought 2 gardens. He brought in his clan. Now he's part of the settled life. He's living, the LOC one knows him, and he's keeping cows around Kiriki. So I want to encourage everybody in Karamoja. If you think moving up and down during dry season is not sustainable, come to Balanga, come to any part of Teso and buy land, even in Soroti here, and do investments like what you are doing in Mbale. KAPELEBYONG is open for investment, but not open for criminality.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Yes, RCC.
Yeah, first of all, I want to thank our division commander for being proactive. You know, he goes to radios in Karamoja, but he has also come to Teso and really talk about his concern because Teso is part of his area of operation. Yeah. For us in the city, we are determined to clean the city. We just need cooperation from the civilian population, nothing else. These street children are our own children. You know, sometimes these operations are done within the law. Now, there is no law that says that you should arrest anyone who is just loitering. That's the most unfortunate part of it. But if the community knows that this child has committed a crime, that one will be picked and taken. Those who are smoking marijuana, we have been picking them. There are a number of them now in Mbale, in Masolita. We shall continue to pick them from the streets.
Okay.
The law of idleness and disorderly is no longer there. People are supposed to enjoy this country free of charge because they are first-class citizens of this country. But a criminal has no right to enjoy.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, RCC. Yeah, let me get the final closing remark from Afande here.
To call upon our people of Teso that cooperate with UPDF, cooperate with security forces. We shall do our best to make sure that we return peace in the Karamoja sub-region, Teso sub-region, and other areas. The issue of Karamojong promoting Kimukwekere, that cover the man, Kimukwekere.
Yes.
Kimukwekere. It must stop, and we shall go against whoever commits a crime, and we take them to courts of law. I will thank you if you volunteer information, even for those collaborators that are in Teso that want to spoil peace. Lastly, we are saying during dry season, we shall not allow a Karamojong to antagonize with the peace of neighbors. We want to make sure that the neighbors of Karamoja must stay at peace and seek for help from UPDF once they are disturbed by these Karamojong. I thank you.
Thank you very much, UPDF 3rd Division Commander Brigadier General Joseph Balukudembe.
Apart from keeping cows, what other job can Karamojong do?
That's a topic for another day.
There can also be other diseases.
Thank you very much for coming, you the listener. Thank you, those of you who called in. Those of you who've been watching us live on our Facebook and YouTube, thank you very much. We can't mention all your names here, but you've done as well. And do listen to Voice of Teso. Other better programs are coming your way. Stay tuned and don't think of touching your dial.
The future starts today.
How can I forget someone who gave me so much to remember?
The latest hits.